your memory glitch when I'm in the red? Do my losses taste like things you never said? Was your patience just a paper thin hedge? Or were you always short on the emotional edge? Cause I get the sense you track my worth in the swing between my gains and hurt. You said you liked me when I cared less. Translation, like me most when I obsessed. You watch the candles rise and fall, but never ask what that does at all to someone who bets with bleeding teeth and stares down wrist just to feel relief. Do you only love me when I'm green? When the chart is smooth, the tape is clean? Would you kiss me through a margin call or cash me out before the fall? Do you only call when I'm up bad? You ghost when the VIX spikes mad. Is it me you want or the version who wins? Or are you just here till the trend thins? Welcome. You're all probably wondering why I've had us all gathered here today on another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, as it's a beautiful Wednesday, September the 10th. And the reason for that call for our club to meet up today, for the Goonie members to sit down and chit-chat, hold hands, and sing Kumbaya, is because we've just hit new all-time highs. We have, in fact, hit new record levels. And am I going to be that person who tells you, I told you so? Of course I am. For as many of the calls that I get wrong, you better bet your bottom dollar when I finally get something right, I'm going to be shoving it down your throat. Of course I am, dude. I got it right. Hell yeah. And we're going to see if we can double back these Mystic Matt market predictions tomorrow with the CPI report. If you guys don't know why we're ripping right now, it's because of the PPI report coming in far less than expected. Market goes skippity-dippity-doo-dah to the upside, and that's exactly what we are seeing right now. Cooler than expected inflation, weakening labor market, increasing the odds of a Fed rate cut from 25 bips to 50 bips, and now all of a sudden capital's looking real freaking cheap, which is why we're also seeing a little bit of a pivot to other aspects such as I don't know, Bitcoin, gold, that type of a thing. So we're going to be getting into it. But yeah, no, I've crushed this. Well, I technically can't say I've crushed it yet because I didn't close out any of the positions. But if I were to close out the positions right now, yeah, we definitely would have absolutely crushed it. So SPY in new all-time high territory, NASDAQ in new all-time high territories, Russell getting a huge pop this morning, Bitcoin getting a technical breakout. And then on top of that, of course, we'll talk about individual equities, Oracle, ticker symbol ORCL. ORCL looking amazing, had a very good earnings report yesterday with respect to its revenue. Palantir, I talked about it yesterday in the Discord, made an update video on it yesterday, going against mainstream media telling me that I got to sell, and Palantir, PLTR looking amazing. Praying for that breakout on Tesla today. I wanted to recapture 355, 357. NVIDIA getting an amazing dip buy opportunity popping. Folks, I don't know what else to tell you. The bulls are in control. They've been in control every single time they bear camps thinks, oh, finally we have an opportunity. They just basically get their dick kicked in. I don't know what to tell you. The bulls are winning. Ride the trend. The trend is your friend. Don't be the hero trying to pick the tops or the bottoms. There's an old saying in Wall Street, bears get to sound smart, bulls get to make money. So do you want to sound smart or do you want to make money? We could all sit here back and forth going on about economic policy, monetary policy decisions, the Fed, this, that, the other thing, and all these reasons of why we have to calm down. Well, guess what? We're at new all-time highs. So do you want to sound smart or do you want to make money? Ride the trend. The trend is up. We don't need to overcomplicate it, and things are looking awfully, awfully spicy. Let me reload this. Let's see what happens here. Come on, reload faster, intern. S&P 500 futures jump after encouraging inflation update and Oracle stock surge. So if you missed out on it, and we'll be coming back to this right here, the producer price index, they were expecting an increase in inflation of 0.3%. However, it came in at a drop of 0.1. So this isn't just cool inflation. This is Antarctic. This is tundric. This is, hey, I hope you have one of those giant Eskimo coats on and all of your sled dogs around you to keep you warm at night, because this is very, very cool. This is very, very low. This is a very good sign for the concept, if you will, of the Fed actually tackling inflation properly. So remember, when it comes to the Fed and the dual mandate of price stability, which is inflation, 2% longer term target, and job market recent numbers are weak, all of a sudden we're seeing these odds change quite a bit right here. You can see this little uptick that we just got. We are legitimately talking now about recently was sub 10%. Now we're pushing 17 on poly market, and then also 17 here on Kohrs as well. But the odds of a 50 bips rate cut still in a vacuum low, but also recent to their relative measurement, we've more than doubled. Not long ago, we were at 6%. Not long ago, we were at, what is this one? 9%. What was this back here? 6%. So percentage-wise, the increase of the chance of a 50 bips rate cut is now spiking because of the cool inflation report we got. But remember, the report we got this morning is considered to be the less impactful one, the one tomorrow. Today, we got the PPI report, the producer price index. Tomorrow, we get the CPI report, the consumer price index. So please get ready for that, and also keep that in mind throughout today's trading session, that we have the CPI report tomorrow morning, and then on Friday, we have the Michigan numbers, the consumer sentiment, and also Michigan inflation expectation. So all things to consider, but really, here's the TLDR right here. You can see exactly where the report dropped. Report comes out at 8:30, and we explode to the upside. Bitcoin explodes. IWM explodes. These are the perfect opportunities to pass the Apex test. Apex, once again, doing the 80% off deal. After their 90% off deal, they went back to normal price. Now they're back to 80%. That was your opportunity to easily 50-50 them. You buy one account, buy another account. You can only do this for evals. You go long max accounts, short max accounts on the two individual ones, or I should say long and short max contracts. Set up an ATM and then already auto have your profit target in, and it's going to get filled. So you could have easily done that at 8:30. And actually, if you rush, you could probably do that at market open today. I'm fully expecting the market open, the 9:30 market open today, to have enough of a movement. All you need on max contracts is a 16-point movement to pass a 50K account. Can you do this on a PA account? God, no. If they catch you doing this on a PA account, they're never going to pay you out. But if you're having a trouble passing the eval and you're trying to go from eval to performance, it's the easiest way to do it. It's a one-day pass. You buy one account, long 10 contracts and 16-point target, and have that auto set in beforehand. Set up the ATM. Same thing with going short. You do it simultaneously, long one, short the other one. It's going to be easy. Today, Very comically easy day to do it. High odds. Is it a guarantee? No, you can never guarantee anything in the market because weird things happen all the time. But if you were to execute this at 9:29:59, a second before the market opens, long one account, short the other account, the odds of you passing on at least one of those is very, very high. And fortunately, with the fact that it's 80% off in one day pass, it's very time efficient. It's not necessarily financially efficient, but it's the easiest way to pass. So if you want to do that, take advantage of it right now. You have about 21 minutes to figure it out. But this deal is going to be running for the next 13 days. Don't forget to use that code Goonie to actually get the discount. So let's get into some of the other news, and then we'll get into the main stuff. Judge blocks Trump from removing Fed Governor Lisa Cook. Order allows Cook to remain on central bank's board for now while her legal challenge proceeds. A lot of the times I get the question, Matt, does it ever get so tiring being right all of the time? And in reality, it doesn't. It makes me feel good. It floods my brain with dopamine. But this is exactly what I told you was going to happen, is the president is not allowed to remove a Fed governor at will. He needs to have cause. To have cause, you have to have a legal proceeding. So no shit, he can't remove her. He might be able to if she is found legally culpable of mortgage fraud, and at that point she probably should get the boot, but you can't do it beforehand. Remember, in America, you are innocent until proven guilty. You have to be proven guilty. In our country, one of the beautiful things of our country is you don't start out in the guilty bucket. So she still might get the boot, but obviously it's not going to happen in the immediate future. Trump blocked from firing Fed Governor Lisa Cook as lawsuit plays out. A federal judge blocked President Donald Trump from firing Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook as a lawsuit challenging her termination plays out in court. Trump said on August 25th he was firing Cook, citing suggestions by Federal Housing Finance Agency Bill Pulte. This is the guy who was just proven to be the biggest bitch of the entire administration. He's the guy that Treasury Secretary Bessent said, I'm going to punch you in the fucking face. This is that guy. This is the trust fund baby who's basically pissing away his grandfather's money, has done nothing with his life. His resume is actually negative. He's actually done negative things with his life. So truly the worst person in the entire administration. Anyway, he is saying that she committed mortgage fraud. I would be more confident in this statement if it came from a more credible source, because once again, this guy is the definition of an asshat. If you crack open a dictionary and bring your finger all the way to the word asshat, it's literally just going to be a picture of this walking embodiment of a twat. Trump has been critical of the Fed as its chairman, Jerome Powell, for not cutting interest rates. We know that. Oh, side statement. Just because I don't like this twat, that doesn't mean that she's innocent or guilty. He can be a douchebag and also still be right about this. If she committed mortgage fraud, she doesn't deserve the position. If he is wrong and she didn't commit mortgage fraud, she should keep the position. It's honestly that simple. We really don't have to overcomplicate that particular issue. Trump can't fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook for now, according to a judgment yesterday.
Judge's opinion on why he decided to keep Lisa Cook as a Federal Reserve governor while they consider the merits of the case. He said in his opinion that it's only Cook's conduct on the job that's grounds for removal. And given the alleged mortgage fraud actually took place a year before she was a sitting Fed governor, he's ruling essentially that Trump likely does not have cause for her dismissal. But this is a really important case to follow.
I should emphasize, likely doesn't have cause yet. We're in that awkward limbo. He might end up having cause. As of now, he doesn't. But I don't like how they pitched it as he probably won't have cause. We don't know. Unless you're a lawyer, I'm not a lawyer. You have to judge it by the merits of the case. That's how this country works.
Because this is the first time a president has sought to remove someone at the Fed. And given the law written into the Federal Reserve Act, the president can remove somebody for cause, but it's very vague on what cause actually entails. And this ruling really can have lasting effects on clarifying what is justified as cause in this scenario. But it sets up a very high stake.
So right there, it's just going to be a legal case. What's the statement? She should at least be suspended and not be able to participate in decisions. I guarantee you don't know what you are saying. And if you do know what you're saying, that's a stupid statement. You think anyone accused of anything should be suspended until it's figured out? You really want to live in a world right now where anyone can say anything about anyone, and if it is negative, you get suspended? As in, if anyone says anything negative about Trump, the VP should take over until we figure it out in a legal case? Think about how stupid is that you've already said that. Like, think about how dumb that statement is. Imagine if our society really operated in that way, where you got suspended just because someone accused you of something and you have to wait. I guarantee you, if that happened to a person that you politically support, imagine, I don't know, your favorite senator, governor, mayor, whatever. Imagine if they just only exclusively because someone accused them of something, that they had to stand down. That is the dumbest statement, and I absolutely would bet you my entire net worth and your net worth together times 10 that if that happened to a person you politically support, you would lose your mind. You'd be like, well, what do you mean? It's just an accusation. I thought in this country you were innocent until proven guilty. But you're now arguing for it because it's against a person that you perceive to not like and don't think is good for the situation. The fact that you're being logically inconsistent on this is actually insane. And the fact that you're a grown adult and you can't see that you're being logically inconsistent, that would be insane. That is crazy that you're an adult. How do you have a functioning brainstem? Anyway, putting all of that together with the PPI report that we got this morning, you can see the odds of a 25 bips rate cut are still the highest, currently at 80%, but the odds of a 50 bips rate cut are starting to spike, currently coming in at 17.5 on Polymarket. Similar situation, 80% on Call Sheet, 18% for the 50 bips rate cut. So we have a little bit of Fed drama of who's going to vote what way. Sounds like Lisa Cook is going to be in her seat for the September 17th vote, which is next week. But remember, that Stephen Mirren guy is going to be also voting. Matt, it happens all the time. So you're saying it's good? Sorry. I forgot. Because murder has happened in the past, it probably should keep going in the future. Because people have been losing their positions just because of accusations in the past, we should use that as a political tool in the future because it's happened. We should keep doing it. Because society sometimes makes the wrong decision, because sometimes things go awry. No, you guys have changed my opinion on that one. Oh, no. You've brought up a really... man, Rumble chat, you are absolutely bringing your A game this morning. You're absolutely bringing your A game. Because something has happened that shouldn't happen in the past, we should allow it in the future. Oh, wow. You guys... genius over here. We have some absolute intellectual titans. It's an absolute intellectual titans at bat right now. Wow. Can't believe it. Anyway, Wall Street pros race to lift the S&P 500 targets after record rally. This was posted before the PPI report, and obviously they're going to probably be raising it a little bit more this morning. And what's happening right now is when the Fed cuts rates, money's going to be cheaper. When money's cheaper, you have economic expanse. Also, you could probably get a little bit more inflation, but right now, that's what we're seeing. Things are just absolutely ripping. The one thing that I'm a little bit surprised about, I'm really surprised that IWM isn't trading in the range of 240 plus. You would think logically that the small cap sector is going to be a massive beneficiary of cheaper capital, but I'm excited to see how the trading session plays out today and tomorrow, and really even with the FOMC decision next week, specifically in the small cap sector. Also related to all of this, but kind of indirectly, Supreme Court will hear Trump tariffs case on fast track. So not long ago, Trump's reciprocal tariffs were ruled to be, I guess, illegal, or at least a portion of them. So it's probably going to go to the Supreme Court. And right now, even though it's the fast track, that's not going to happen till November. So just another thing to consider, because obviously this trade decisions could easily have an impact on inflation. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Trump presses European Union to impose 100% tariffs on India and China to pressure Putin. So remember, we're still in a trade war. I know with respect to media, we have less updates of it. At one point in April, it was the only thing we all paid attention to. But obviously, this is now what we pay attention to. It's more of monetary policy, but please remember, trade war still going on. U.S. President Donald Trump asked the EU to hit China and India with tariffs of up to 100% over the country's Russia oil purchases. So this has been a very hot topic in our minds as it relates to India, China, and Russia, and who's selling who oil, who's buying who oil, and it's kind of keeping some of those related economies alive. And Trump, rightfully, most likely, is saying, hey, Don't do that when some of these countries are causing large issues and you come to us begging for good trade deals. Washington has also prepared to mirror any tariffs imposed by Europe on the two countries. Trump's request came as Washington grew increasingly frustrated at the quest to broker a peace deal with Russia, which apparently just no one is doing at this point. So that's like some of the major larger news. Obviously, with respect to today, day trading, scalp trading, swing trading, the major thing you should care about are these two numbers right here. The PPI, month over month, the producer price index, was expected to be an increase of 0.3%. It was a decrease of 0.1%. When you put that together with the job revisions yesterday, which was a loss of, I believe, 911,000 jobs, almost a million jobs were basically being misrepresented, mismarked, misadvertised in a certain sense. When you put those two together, that's exactly why we're all talking about, oh, the Fed's going to cut rates, yields are going to drop, bond prices are going to go up, and actually it's going to probably make the 10-year note auction today at 1 p.m. that much more interesting. So the story's not over today. Tomorrow, it's very much going to continue. If anything, you could argue tomorrow is even more important. Not only do we have the consumer price index, which is really mainstream media considers this to be the most important one, even though the Fed considers the PCE inflation report to be the most important. So please pay attention to that. But 15 minutes before, we're going to be getting the interest rate decision out of the European Central Bank. So the Fed's counterpart over there in Europe. And then also tomorrow, we have a 30-year bond auction. So please pay attention to all of that. And clearly, this is the overall market. But we have a lot of interesting movers in individual equities. And the main one is Oracle. I don't know if you guys saw what happened yesterday with Oracle. We were trading at 241. We are now trading at 321. This multi-billion-dollar company gapped up 33% and counting. This is one of the most shocking stock reactions we've seen to a report that was a miss. Yes, they missed on their earnings, but their revenue was so good that Ellison added, I believe, $70 billion to his overall net worth, something like that. Oracle pops 27%. Now it's up 33% on cloud growth projections, even as earnings miss estimates. The company now sees $144 billion in cloud infrastructure revenue into the 2030 fiscal year, up from the $10 billion. That's 14x, folks. 14x. That's crazy. Oracle said its earnings report that the remaining performance obligation jumped 359% from a year earlier. Absolutely insane. We're all kind of in shock. Oracle's revenue projections leave analysts slack-jawed. It does. Like, this truly is one of the most insane reactions to a miss that we've seen in a hot minute. Ellison's rivals Musk as world's richest man after a $70 billion gain. Imagine that. Imagine that. Like, imagine just between the one earnings and the market's reaction to it. Like, basically, within a couple minutes, he gained $70 billion of net worth. $70 billion. Pushing him to potentially, seeing how today goes, as the world's richest man. That's crazy. Larry Ellison is closing in on Elon Musk for the title of the world's richest man. His fortune soared $70 billion after Oracle reported quarterly results after a market close on Tuesday. The increase lifted his total fortune to $364 billion, within striking distance of Musk's $384. And obviously, depending on how today goes, he could actually easily surpass him. Truly insane. Absolutely insane. Here's what Bloomberg had to say about Oracle.
So first quarter adjusted revenue, it did meet estimates. It seems like a lot of the focus, a lot of the enthusiasm here, Gil, is what they see when it comes to cloud infrastructure revenue at $18 billion in 2026.
And more importantly, they laid out a path where Oracle Cloud, I'm going to have to reread it to make sure, it gets to $144 billion within 4 or 5 years. That would be a massive business that would be in line with some of the hyperscalers. So we're going to have to make sure that we understand what those numbers refer to. But that's what investors are getting excited about, is a roadmap for Oracle Cloud to become almost all of Oracle's business. And that's a huge step forward. It has to include a lot more business from OpenAI, from Stargate, from Microsoft, maybe from Amazon and Google as well, in order to make sense of that. But that's what investors are impressed with right now.
Yeah, and just to kind of put a finer point on that, Gil, we're talking about a company right now generating annual revenue in the $60 billion range. It says that its infrastructure revenue alone will grow 77% to $18 billion this fiscal year, jump to $32 billion, then to $73 billion, then to $114 billion, and then to $144 billion over the subsequent 4 years. That's a phenomenal growth rate, particularly for a company of this maturity and of this size. When you look at where that spending is coming from, Gil, where is that spending coming from?
Really, at the base of it, it's all of us using ChatGPT more. The more we all use AI capabilities, the more advanced capabilities are very compute intensive. So all the providers of those capabilities, which right now is primarily Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic, are booking ahead a lot of capacity. Some of it is through Microsoft, which is then going ahead and booking it through Nebius and CoreWeave. And some of it is directly from those OpenAI through Stargate. So, but really, all it boils down to is we are using AI so much more that it's giving all these companies the confidence to book out capacity, compute capacity 4 or 5 years out. And Oracle has done a fantastic job of ramping up its capacity and being able to commit to even that much more capacity within the next 4 or 5 years, that they're getting a lot of these contracts.
And you take a look at some of the comments from the CEO of Oracle coming through, saying that Oracle signed 4 multi-billion-dollar contracts with 3 different customers in the first quarter, adding it was an astonishing quarter and demand for Oracle Cloud infrastructure continues to build. But there's a bigger question here, if you want to be pessimistic, that we could be seeing an overbuilding here when it comes to some of the infrastructure. That is one of the bearish cases that comes up when it comes to some of these names. Is that something that you put much stock in, that concern?
Oh, absolutely. So let's not forget.
That's a fair question.
There's a huge
Are we all
competition,
getting a little too
right? Those
hyped up?
hyperscalers, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, are competing for data center capacity. We have CoreWeave, Nebius, Lambda, Crusoe competing for data center capacity. And now they're also competing for capital. We're not going to build out this capacity with equity dollars. Most of the dollars that are going to go into this CapEx are going to be debt dollars. And right now, there's going to be an explosion of demand for debt capital to fund these data centers. So a lot of competition for data center buildings, for the electricity that goes into them, for the capital that's required to build them out. So these projections are very rosy, and they're saying that they're already in their backlog, but it's unclear that all these data center builders can build all this capacity all at once and have availability for those scarce resources.
That's honestly all a pretty valid point of potential bottleneck issues with capital. There's also potential issues. Are things getting too frothy, or are they spot on and this AI thing is going to become so big that we actually even need more? So obviously that's the risk to the situation. But overall, that's the TLDR of why ORCL, Oracle, is currently up 33%, potentially making Larry Ellison the richest man in the world. So obviously, we're going to be watching that out of the gate. We're also going to be watching Palantir because it has a nice technical breakout itself. Obviously, I showed you Oracle, but I also want to show you PLTR right here. Nice technical breakout. We talked about it yesterday in the Discord. We did a deeper dive. And then also in the update video yesterday, I talked about this. And I was saying, hey, pump, pullback, accumulation, distribution, looking for the push up to an all-time high and potentially $200 by the end of this year. And yeah, I'm betting on it. And this is not a one-day trade for me. It's a legit swing trade for me. So I'm excited to see that. I'm also excited to see if Bitcoin can have any follow through. With respect to all that, I do want to remind you, The all-time high is 6532. Based on right now, we're going to be opening up at a new all-time high. So we are in record territory. And I also want to bring up the fact of the major levels I'll personally be watching today. Today's a little bit strange. We have two different transition zones, and you can see we're actually kind of at the top of one right now, 6550. I am looking for this to hold support, 6550, but really it's 6545 that I think should be the main support of the day. And the reason I'm coming up with that is it's one of the major gamma nodes of the day. So on SPX, the actual S&P 500, looking for this to hold. And then I want to break a 6555, and then I'm talking about 6580. So that's pretty much my bullish plan for the day. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. I'm looking for this to hold and then push all the way up to 80, which will reach with a reach target of 6,600. However, if there's profit taking at open, we could plummet to 6530, potentially all the way down to 6518, and maybe we find some support in this region. So just because we're up right now, is that a guarantee we keep going? No, there might be profit taking. There is a downside gap fill, something to consider, but also just to let you know my own bias, I have a lot of calls right now, so I'm very much hoping that this thing just continues to rip and rip and rip. So just want to let you know what I'm seeing, and on that note, dingity ding ding ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. Wow, surprise, surprise. Profit taking at open. Almost as if we've never seen that before. Folks, this is such a common thing when you get like outsized gap ups. Not only statistically is there a good chance of a downside gap fill, but this is what you see. People take profits on abnormal gap ups, and it's something you should be mentally prepared for. Maybe you want to handle it in your trading. Maybe you had calls, and right as soon as market opens, you want to get out. Maybe if you're looking to go long on the day, maybe that's a signal for you to wait and let the market actually open and see what's going on. But I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'm just looking for 6545 to really hold. If this can hold, I'm feeling good, but no need to rush anything, obviously. But I see a lot of retail traders get tricked into this and it's actually the converse is also true. This idea of like huge gap downs, like actually people end up buying it right at open. So just something to consider, but I'm not doing anything out of the gate. Calm, cool, collected. Let me switch this up so you can see what's going on over here. Yesterday, I put this out on Twitter, but yesterday I had enough success trading that I was able to pass the test on all 20 of the 150K Apex accounts. So I'll be trading those today. So they're brand new, but they're brand new, not in a bad way that I blew out and I had to restart. They're brand new in a good way that I passed all the tests, and I'm now trading on a performance account on all of those. And then I also have 2 of the Tradeify accounts. So the Tradeify, this one right up here, 438, that was brand new yesterday. As you can see, I made 2.5K, so that's awesome. So this is day 2 of the Tradeify account. I have brand new performance Apex accounts, and then I also have 1 additional new Tradeify account today, which I'll be trading on the ES contract instead of the NQ contract. But I will not be trading those early this morning because I just want to see what in the world is going on today. I just want to see how things are going to be shaping up. Of course, we're going to be tracking the options flow. Of course. I'll let you know that today, whatever you see as the intraday high is actually going to be the all-time high. So even though price is going down, the SPY delta flow is actually very, very steady right now. Same thing on the Mag 7. So even though price is taking a little bit of a hit, I do want to let you know that options is not pushing this to the downside like we saw probably a Friday of last week. Oracle right there, profit taking minute 1, already bouncing back. Palantir, profit taking minute 1, already bouncing back. I would love Oracle, the NASDAQ right here, QQQ, to do the same thing. I want it to go back up. I believe that wasn't all. All right, so let me delete this. So whatever you see today as the intraday high, that is the all-time high. There's a downside gap fill 20 points below we are at 6518. That is the high from yesterday. When I say gap fill, it's the literal gap in the chart between the current low value and yesterday's high value, an actual gap in the chart. Obviously, we hit an all-time high on the SPY. That has a downside gap fill to 6586. So let me get rid of that. All right. Why is that? Okay. All right. I don't know. It's just not letting me get rid of this. Sorry. I don't want this. I want this off my chart. Yes. So downside gap fill on SPY to 650.86 on the Qs. We did hit a new all-time high today on the Qs after a nice technical breakout. All right, these alerts are fucked up this morning. My apologies. Oh, actually, we just got one on Tesla. What is that? Tesla recovering. So potentially putting in a higher low right here. If you missed the Tesla trade and you're personally bullish on Tesla, remember this month, next month are seasonally bullish months for Tesla. Actually, this week and next week specifically. Right here, classic bottoming formation. If you look at the low right here, higher low on both sides, your risk is minimal. If you were to take this entry right now, you have well-defined minimal risk. You're riding the overall trend, and you have a nice target with a potential of a breakout. So just wanted to bring that up. But anyway, downside gap fill on the SPY, downside gap fill on the Qs. IWM does not have a downside gap fill, but potentially going the way of Tesla. Look at these similarities right here. See how Tesla, it pops, it pulls back, and then in this 3-bar like combination, it kind of makes a valley, a V-shaped thing where you have a lower high, then a higher high, you have a lower low, then a higher low. It's making a perfect V. We're actually seeing that right here in the Russell, in the IWM as well. So looking for this to push, and actually would love for it to break this range that was created last Friday. Netflix, I'm waiting for the breakout. I'd love it for it to go to 70 and 80. There is some gamma resistance there, so I'm watching that. Palantir, nice technical breakout, looking for the follow through. But yes, there is a downside gap fill to 162.75. Meta almost got the breakout, kind of looking like Netflix where it almost got up there, but unfortunately just didn't get the follow through quite yet. Microsoft not looking the best. Broadcom looks like it wants to rip to another new all-time high. Apple actually looking kind of weak. They did have a big Apple event yesterday, and I think people are just getting so tired of them putting out a brand new phone that is nothing special. Broadcom just hit a new all-time high, so congrats if you're playing AVGO. Apple looking weak, people not liking the Apple event. 17 iterations later, they're like, okay, cool, it's the same phone. NVIDIA, huge bounce up, obviously downside gap fill, all-time high 184. Semiconductors are getting a nice bid. Hood is past my extreme target of 118. This is now trading at quite a high premium. If I was trading hood calls, I would be locking them in personally. MSTR showing a little bit of life as Bitcoin is getting a bid. I'm very much looking for Bitcoin to push back up to 115. Coin is also getting a potential accumulation breakout, not looking that different than Palantir. A lot of similarities actually between Palantir and Hood. Big pump, pullback, huge accumulation. Can it break through? For me, I would want to see a little bit more strength. Coin pulled back quite a bit more than Palantir did. So I would want to see a little bit more of a follow through, but it's the same overall pattern. Bullish, pullback, higher low, accumulation, looking for that to push minimum upside gap fill, maximum the recent all-time high. Bitcoin, okay, that's good. RUM is actually a little down today. DJT is flat. Ripple catching a bid. Solana catching a nice bid. Congrats if you're in on Solana. Texas Roadhouse, that should be illegal. No one should ever be able to sell that. Bonds up still. Okay, that's the difference. Oil chilling at 63. Gold is seemingly wanting to push for a new all-time high. Vol is getting crushed again. ETH holding pretty steady at 4.4. So overall, early this morning, we're seeing some profit taking, but the general picture is very, very strong. Very strong. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour, all bullish. 5-minute breaking down, 10-minute testing, 30-minute bullish, 4-hour bullish. But remember, we hit all-time highs. I don't like this lower high right here at 936, but I actually will very much like the structure if we could take that out. So I'm looking at this. We sold the expected profit taking. If you've watched this show at all, or if this is your first time, well, now you've learned a lesson on big gap ups. Do not be surprised at the profit taking because it is common. You're just going to see that behavior quite a bit. So what I'm looking for is for the Qs to, on an intraday basis, recapture above 583.16. I'm looking for the SPY to push 653.73. And then really on the SPX level, I'm telling you, it's 45. This is the battle. I will feel absurdly confident. Once again, this isn't like a gut feel thing. I'm literally just basing this off the key gamma level. If we can hold this support, we have a 10-point target, a 10-point target at 6.555. So looking for this gamma support right here to hold to go there. And then if that holds, we're talking about 6.580, which is the low vol point. And actually, while we're here, next expiration. Same thing. Yeah. Maybe even a little bit higher, maybe up 85 for the 0DT. So the all expiration 80, 0DT, maybe 85. Just looking at where this is going. The monthly 80 is still pretty freaking important. There's a lot of things coalescing right there. What about this? All right. We have the gamma goes, so the gamma, we have positive gamma from 6485 up to 6555. Okay, so that makes this another important level. So we're going to be watching this 10-point battle, but if we can break it, it really does measurably increase our chances of going up to 6580 today. Because even look at this collapse of gamma from positive to negative, and then the market makers start buying it all the way up. So that's legitimately the watch of the day. This 10-point region from 45 to 55. If we can push and hold 45, we have a good shot. And then things get exciting if we can actually hold above 6555. Will we? I have no idea. I'm just telling you what to react to. Remember, the people who are successful at trading, beyond being borderline paranoid about the risk and obsessed with measuring what it is and controlling it, beyond that, they don't predict. They're not sitting here thinking, oh, yeah, no, I'm feeling good about a pump today. Oh, I'm feeling good about a sell-off today. They don't do that. Good traders, active trader, day traders, scalp traders, swing traders, they just react to developments. They measure out their key levels, they set up alerts, and when things get going, they get going. And if it happens, they play it. If it doesn't happen, they don't do squat. Oracle is still going. Bitcoin is also now going. Netflix giving some back. Not the biggest fan of that. I would prefer that it pushes back. It was at 66 this morning. So we have some selling on Netflix, some on Meta, some on Tesla. Tesla got smacked hard at 52. Yeah, we're seeing the Qs not catch their footing quite yet. We had a pump in the Mag 7, giving it back. We're kind of double bottoming on the Delta, maybe a new Delta low. The NASDAQ, though, is getting a pump. Yeah, this seems to just be some opening frothiness. I think the easiest thing to do is literally do nothing. I can't say that you're going to lose money if you're trading this early in the day, but I would say it is more difficult to find a profitable trading strategy that is trading right at market open as a day trader or as a scalp trader. It is not impossible. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, nope, never heard of it, because of course it is a thing. But I do want to, dude, Oracle, holy shit. He actually, at this point, might be now the richest person in the world. I think Ellison, if we did the numbers, I think he might have, especially because Tesla's going down right now in real time, there might be in world's new richest person, and he might go by the name of Larry Ellison, at least in terms of reported wealth. Of course, you have like Saudi oil money and that type of stuff that's never going to be reported. But in terms of what we know, like what is publicly available, Larry Ellison most likely just passed Elon Musk. Most likely just passed Elon Musk. Loving this technical breakout on BITX because I'm still in BITX calls that I very much need this. So loving the look of that, dude. If this alert goes off again prematurely, dude, why does it fucking do that? All right, crossing down. Okay, cool. Is it going to work this time? All right, I would love for BITX to go up to 6122, but all it is a levered Bitcoin play. So really what I need Bitcoin to do is go up to 116,000. Would love for that to happen. IWM, hopefully this structure brings us up to 241. The Qs, there is the downside gap fill. We saw that on Friday. You can open up a lot and it sells off. On the SPY, we saw it on Friday. You can open up a lot. It sells off. It's not impossible. I would prefer, obviously, that we just go with the gap and pump up until next week and we take care of the gap fill later on. But hey, sometimes you want something in the market. Guess what? Isn't going to give a shit. Bitcoin looking strong. It's about to push 114. Like I said, I'd get pretty excited above the 115, 16, 17 area. I would get actually very excited if we get above that. Oracle, long and strong. Palantir gapped up. Once again, it does also have its own downside gap fill. Netflix almost broke out, but got smacked. Unfortunate. All right, I could get rid of that. I could get rid of this. In all reality, I'm just trying to distract myself from day trading right now because I know it's a little bit too early. Tesla, that leaves a little bit to be desired. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. Broadcom, AVGO, new all-time high. Apple, people very much not liking the, I guess, Apple Day event. Like they're not innovating anymore. They're not putting out good shit. Huge pop-up there. Why does this always, these alerts are so stupid. Crossing down. Okay, cool. All right, where are we at? SPY, have we done anything? We have lower highs and lower lows on the NASDAQ. We have opposite, dude. Oracle just keeps bumping. I have no position on Oracle. I'm just watching it today because I find it to be fascinating. But we're seeing a little bit of a difference here. See how at 942, the SPY made a higher low, 942, the NASDAQ made a lower low. So the question here is, who is right? Who is wrong? We did an overshoot on the NASDAQ. We did an undershoot on the SPY. So right here, a little bit of a differential, and that's the golden question. Who's going to be right? Who's going to be wrong? I can show you the options flow. The NASDAQ is actually showing a good delta pump. The Mag 7 is showing a little bit of profit taking, while the SPY is showing a pretty solid pump. So once again, I don't know who's going to be right, who's going to be wrong, but guess what we're battling? We're battling at that exact gamma level I was telling you about. That's why I have it literally on the screen. 6545 is incredibly important, and the breakout and the fund starts above 6555. So recapture and a hold of 6445. Easy trade up, 10-point trade on an ES contract. That's going to be $500 for those 10 points. But I would be more excited if it can follow through 555 and go up to 580. There's too many fives in that. All right. We might actually now have a lower high. We do have a lower high. The question is, are we about to break this 942 low? Is the tech sector dragging us down a little bit? Is the tech sector dragging us down a wee bit? Time will tell. Calm, cool, collected. Let's not overreact. Don't rush the trade. Just wait for the perfect setup. On days like today, when you have a good chance of a nice trend, it's okay to sit around and do nothing and wait for that perfect opportunity. You're going to make a lot more, most likely by trading less. You're most likely going to have far more accurate, less risky, high reward trades if you have the capability to sit around and do nothing. And I'm not talking about like, hey, I read this in a book or this, that, or the other thing. I probably have, but I'm just saying from my own trading career, like just my own anecdotal evidence, journaling trades for years and years and years. I am doing far better generally when I'm doing nothing. Generally, when I'm sitting around and saying, nope, I'm going to wait, I'm going to wait, I'm going to wait. Those are the times that I find my account goes up and up and up. And then there's those other times where I feel like just like almost like insanely frantic and feel like I have to do this trade or have to do that trade. And then just shit goes bust and you're over trading and you're revenge trading and you're going on till, I mean, hell, I've streamed that to a lot of you. Like you've seen it in real life. You've seen it with me as the guinea pig. Matt can't read. No, I don't want to read. Oracle, Neo Cars, why are they all names from the Matrix? It's a trap. I'm pretty sure Oracle was a company far before the Matrix movies were Matrix movies. So I don't know if what you're pointing out has any actual validity. Oracle might be the 10th American company to hit 1 trillion in the 1 trillion club. Top companies by market. Let's see how close it is. It had a leapfrog a lot today. Where is Oracle? Oracle. It's now number 12, up 3 spots, almost. Depending on how today goes, yes, it could not only hit 1 trillion, and it actually might leapfrog Berkshire Hathaway, and then it's actually going to be pushing the market cap value of Tesla. But it jumped up 3 spots, skipping JP Morgan, Walmart, and Tencent. Broadcom, it's also climbing. Broadcom's in the fighting class of Meta. And then by the time you get to the top 5, there's a clear difference. Top 5 are very much in a different league than everything not in the top 5, which is led by NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, and Meta, which is why it's very important to track what those 5 are doing because they have a huge influence on the SPY and on the NASDAQ, like far more than anything else below it. Far, far more. Oh, okay. The SPY is picking up a little bit here. I do like that. I do.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
I have a pending order, just so everyone knows. A pending order. Nothing live quite yet. I just have some orders sitting up just in case we get some beautiful follow through.
Order submitted.
Oh.
Order filled.
And it was already quickly hit. All right, $100 locked in. First trade of the day, looking pretty darn tootin' good. So first trade on all the brand new accounts. I like it. So 21 accounts. I'm trading 20 Apex, 1 Tradeify, and then the other Tradeify I'm doing on the S&P 500. So that one hasn't traded today. So I got 1 NASDAQ trade thus far, 21 accounts. So I just locked in 2.1K. But remember, I can't really do anything with that money. I can't like access that money until I hit all their other rules. Speaking of which, if you want to trade with someone else's money, use Apex, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. That code Goonie will get you 80% off. Probably a decent day to get ripping with it because I'm fully expecting some exciting moves throughout the day today. Definitely expecting some exciting moves. What else is moving? Okay, Oracle's looking good. Nvidia's looking good. Netflix, not so much. Meta, not so much. Tesla, not so much. Microsoft, not so much. Broadcom is looking good. So we officially do have higher highs and higher lows on the SPY. We took out the previous high. We have higher lows. This by definition is a bullish trend, and we are looking for a trend reversal on the Qs. So the Qs are currently battling it out at the previous high. We technically did just puncture it. So that's a fresh high. But the question is, where's the next low going to be? You have to have, obviously, when you have a succession of lower highs and lower lows, for you to switch that, you need a higher high, which we just got, but we also need a higher low as well. So bullish trend post minute 1 on the SPY, but right now we still have a bearish trend on the Qs, which is what I'm finding a little bit concerning. Mag 7, the delta just got hit quite a bit. Ooh, someone just bought puts. They might have bought to open, they might have bought to close. I don't know, but I can tell you that they bought puts. And later on today, when the data settles, we'll know if they bought to open or bought to close. But they definitely bought puts, dropping the delta. So that's with respect to the Mag 7. The SPY just actually had a flow alert too. The delta was going up and up and up, and now people are selling 0 DTE calls and they're buying 0 DTE puts. Once again, buying to open, buying to close, you don't really know until later on, but you can still measure the delta influence. And for those of you who maybe are new or need a quick refresher, the delta is the trend of delta especially gives you a measure of the bullishness and or bearishness currently in the market. And I'm happy that that trade got out relatively quickly because I would be getting screwed right now on that NQ play. All right, let's run this all the way up. I'm marking out some of the current intraday highs. Right here, we're still overall in our transition zone. We basically opened up at 50, puked, recovered to a key level, puked, tried to overshoot it. Nope, market not accepting it. This is the big battle. It's a huge gamma strike, and this is when you have such impactful gamma strikes, that's why you have to map them out, and that's why you have to be patient and wait. But we try to overshoot, just got rejected at the next thing. I told you this was going to be a battle. I'm hoping that the bulls win this battle, but inherently we just have to sit here and wait. We have to sit here and wait for the appropriate play. I would love if we could just bounce right here, take this out, dance around at 55 for a second, and then really rip. That would make my life far easier. But hey, sometimes life isn't easy. I love the recapture 45. I feel better above 50. I feel excellent above 55. Key gamma levels of the day that I will very closely be watching. And for that to happen, we're most likely going to have to see the delta completely return and go back up to being very positive. So this sell-off here in the SPY, When you sell calls, you're removing positive gamma. When you buy puts, you are adding negative, you are removing positive delta. And then when you buy puts, you are adding negative delta. So removing positive, adding negative has 2x the effect to really drop it. And that's exactly what happened here. When calls were sold, removing positive delta, puts were bought, adding negative delta. So you put those two together, the delta drops very rapidly. Obviously, on the other side, it can go up very rapidly if people buy calls and if they sell puts, but we will be finding out shortly. We will be finding out very shortly. I would love this recapture. Hopefully this is a little fake out here at 9:51. Be careful of the 10 a.m. kind of reversals and volatility. We've been tracking that quite a bit recently, and it does seem as if 10, there's like some stuff going on. So I'm very, very much waiting for the turn of the hour in about 6-ish minutes to see what in the world is going on. What in the world? So above 53 seems like a pretty evident win. Above 53 here. High. What was this high? 52. This was 53. So it looks as if 23,950 is proving to be some resistance. We're still right in the transition zone on SPX, and we are still within the bounds of the post-market and pre-market trading on the NASDAQ. We have a low all the way down here at 874. We have a high all the way up here at 44. Wow. That's a 200-point difference. That's crazy. That's a lot of points. But anyway, a recapture of 53 does set up an interesting test of 15, followed by the pre-market high all the way up here at 44. But we basically just have to wait and see how much profit taking there really is, and is there going to be enough profit taking that it encourages the bears to step in, like that type of a situation. So wait and see. Patience will pay. I'm waiting for this trend line breakout on QQQ. I'd feel way better, way better. Here, let's go to the 1 minute on this. Yeah, I'm looking for something like this, like a little bit of a flag breakout, depending on when it happens. But I don't like this succession of lower lows. I kind of want to start seeing some of these higher lows. Right here, 950 was a little bit of a fake out, even though I pointed out it was properly a higher high. Guess what? The next low was even lower. So that's more of the expanding pattern. Higher highs, lower lows, microphone pattern. You've probably heard it called that. It's, in my opinion, a pain in the ass to trade. So if anything, I just kind of want to wait for the easy layups. I don't necessarily need to do anything too crazy right here. Here's a look at flow again. Maybe picking up a little bit. What time is it? 9:56. All right. At this point, let's wait and see what the 10 a.m. hour is going to be bringing us today. Looks like Tesla is catching a little bit of a bid. It's going back green. So it's catching a little bit there. Palantir, flat. Oracle's now flat. Nvidia's flat. Tesla's picking up. Netflix, no. Meta, no. Microsoft, maybe picking up a little bit. Broadcom's looking good. So Tesla catching a bid. Broadcom pumped flat, maybe now breaking out pretty soon. I just want to remind you that we are still right below this level I care about. Why I care about such an obscure level, 6545, is because it's just a massively impactful, important, measurable gamma level on a 0 DTE basis, to the point that it's influencing the entire gamma structure of the day. And when you have such a prolific amount of 0 DTE trading, you have to know these levels. You have to know these values, these measurements. They're all just that incredibly important. That incredibly important. All right. I wouldn't mind this trade right now. I just don't like the time of the day. Structurally, I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of a scalp right here to the upside on NQ. But I'm going to hold off on that and just wait and wait and wait and wait. Dang, I thought he had Apex accounts that were close to taking out money. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I feel like I'm like one of the most transparent people ever. You guys are seeing my accounts live. I don't hide anything from you. For the past 2 weeks, I've showed you that I was trading on the eval account with the newest variant of Icarus. And then I told you yesterday, if I do well enough, it's going to get upgraded from eval to performance, which I was using the test as a test, basically to think if I should run Icarus in production. And they did pass. So now I'm running Icarus in production. I feel like there's a lot of people who just, I don't know, don't pay attention. I think there's a lot of people who just don't pay attention, but to say that I wasn't like upfront and transparent about it is kind of insane, because I literally show you guys my accounts like just live daily. I show you my trades here live daily. Very transparent with futures for sure. It was clear. Hell, they are on the screen. Yeah, I don't even know how I could not be transparent when I just show you my accounts and I show you my trades in real time. But I'm very, very much waiting for this trend line breakout. Tesla was curling up, might be putting in a lower high. That's not so good. Maybe it's going to have a higher low if it can base before the 951 low, but I'm doing everything in my power to wait this next minute and see the reaction. For whatever reason, this has already been like a known thing for sure, that the markets a lot of the times have this opening session from 9:30 to 10, and then from 10 and a little bit onward, there can be some funkiness, and a lot of people have been measuring of how you get market reversals and whatnot, sometimes between 10, 10:15, 10 and 10:30. But it feels as if over the past couple weeks, that's become more of a pronounced way in which the market behaves. So that's actually another, I guess, feather in the cap of maybe don't be trading so early. Like wait for some of the structure to actually set up the measurable highs, the lows. Pay attention to the options flow. Right now, the Mag 7 is still getting beat up. I don't like that. The SPY is starting to reverse. I do like that. The NASDAQ did pop, pulled back, going flat. So not bad, but it could be worse. So the thing I don't like right now is how the Mag 7 is still getting hit. I'm kind of just hopeful that not only do we get a technical breakout here, but I want to see this delta pick up. That there's been a lot of profit taking. Look at this call selling, and then someone also bought all these puts. I hope they bought to close. I hope people were betting against PPI and they just got blown out and had to buy them. No, that wouldn't actually make sense. Maybe they sold a bunch of puts underneath, and now that they're up a lot, they're buying to close. Maybe it's that. They might have done some equivalent of a put credit spread. I don't know. We're going to see, but we definitely are hoping, we are looking for the orange and the green lines to start to pick up. That's kind of what you need for the NASDAQ to show a little bit of life here. All right, it is 10 a.m. Technical breakout. Netflix is getting its ass kicked. Fucking Netflix. All right, SPY showing some life. We are now at the next test level. So we are above 45, check one. Feeling good. Above 50, feeling better. Above 55, that's what sets up the opportunity for us today to kind of basically get a delta burn all the way up to 580. And I want to remind you, at that point, that's actually when we start to get into negative gamma as we go up to this low vol point at 6580. So a little bit of a grind there, but setting up in an interesting manner. We're pretty much at the new all-time high, the current intraday high. We're battling it out here. Expect to battle at 45, which we've seen all day. Expect to battle at 50. Expect to battle at 55. And then from there, that's where I'd be looking for things to get quote-unquote easier, just because of, once again, these options influences. So yeah. Patience. Broadcom catching a bid. Tesla going flat. Oh, Palantir's picking back up. I like that. I like that. For sure. I love that. All right. Am I seeing anything else? Let's look at what the big guys are doing. Big guys are slight net buyers thus far today. Kind of another argument for the bull camp. We just took out this big sell side liquidity at 950, probably setting up a test for 24,000 flat, which is about 45 points above where we are on NQ. Expect a major battle there. There's probably going to be a lot of sell side liquidity, a lot of people trying to lock in their tendies at that particular level. Started investing. Do you think it's good to start with NVIDIA and Palantir? I think you should start by studying and reading and consuming as much viable information as you can. I wouldn't start by just throwing my money on the table. I would start by consuming as many podcasts, reading as many books. Like, there's so much great information out there of how to be better at this particular game. Matt, did you sell your rum shares? No. I, in fact, have not. As I've stated many, many times before, that is a long-term investment for me. It's not a day trade. It's not a swing trade. It's not an active trade. I bought shares and I want to see where the company is going to be going in. Why shouldn't this be firing? I want to see where the company's going to be going in the next 10 to 20 years. I want to see what's up. Is my shit frozen? Is that why? Something going on here. It feels like my Chrome is not doing what it should be. Am I running too many programs? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Is my system getting a little too hot? Are we running too much? Well, that trade would have hit if it actually traded. Unfortunately, it did not. Palantir picking up nicely. Broadcom very much picking up. How's Oracle doing? That one even started to pick up again. Nvidia. Ooh, Tesla. Okay. Are we about to do this recovery? Are we about to get a little bit of a recovery going here, team? Teamity team, team, team. Teamity team, team, team. What time is it? It is 10:04. It is 10:04. And it is very much not the high of the day. What are we doing here? Where do we see some sellers? We have some sellers currently structured right above and right below 75-ish. 75-ish. What is that level? 74? Some of these guys are trying to dump roughly in that level. All right, how are we looking here? We're at 51. So we haven't really cracked and held that magical level of 55 quite yet, but we're making our journey up there. We are slowly but surely making our journey up there. Big fan.
Order submitted.
Looks like Icarus just took that trade. 73, is that resistance? 74 is. All right. Those are fresh bets too. All right, I'm not necessarily feeling bad, but I'm also not necessarily feeling good on that one. All right, feeling
Order
good.
filled.
Second trade locked in, $200 per account, currently traded on 21 accounts. So whatever that is, I don't know, 4K, 4.2K locked in thus far today. 4,200, not a bad start. Thus far, 2 for 2 on all the brand new PA accounts. And then this is day 2 of the Tradeify account, which is currently up 2.7K. And now we're waiting. Palantir, I like that pump. Tesla definitely could look better. I haven't looked at my swing account quite yet. Maybe I should. I do have one I actually have on multiple degenerate positions, but I just want to see them in the green. IWM, I need to pump more for sure. Tesla, I'm down on. BITXM, I'm almost back to break even. Netflix, I just went into a loss. Dude, look at this gain. I haven't had good trades in a while, and I feel very, very proud of this one. SPX 6550, long call. I have time, September 19th. I got into this on the 4th, so I've been babying this position for a minute, and then finally today it pops up 13K. Love to see it. Love to see it. So I am am I biased for this? Of course I'm fucking biased, but I just went in the money, and I don't mind that because I'm starting to gain intrinsic value for the first time. Literally today's market open was the first time I had intrinsic value. Now I have a little bit more, but once again, the strike is 6550, and I have time, folks. I can let this ride. I just very much need this breakout of 55 because then that opens up the opportunity for me to go 80. And the way I've been trading lately, I very, very much need it. Tesla, I have Tesla calls. I have Palantir calls. I like those right now. Tesla could look better. I'm feeling really good about Palantir. I don't have NVIDIA, unfortunately. I do have Netflix. I have time, but that one hasn't been looking the best. Meta, don't have that. I do have Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin, I'm very much like praying this keeps going. Bitcoin, because I have those BITX. And also the one that's kind of hurting me right now, I could get a nice follow through on IWM. If the CPI report comes in cool, I think IWM could really pop. So it's all right. I've been better, but I'm not freaking out right now. Finally might have caught a fish. Here's a look at options flow. Like I said, we wanted to see calls start to get purchased. That's exactly what happened. We want to see this trend continue. On the SPY, we just hit a delta high. But remember, this I'm not joking when I say it's going to be tough to break out of here. Why is it going to be tough? Because it's pretty much the last stand before we have this rip up to 75.80. Like, we just need to get out of here. It's also the transition from positive gamma to negative gamma. So I get it. It seems like an arbitrary level. I fully understand. I get that 55 seems random as fuck. I get that the SPY trading at 654.40 seems random. It's not random. Why are we running into resistance right here? Once again, it's because I'm showing you it. Like, it's in front of your face of why we are reacting here. This is not random. This is just a key pivot level for market makers, and it's a key level of interest for people who are currently swinging premium, especially on a 0 DTE basis. This isn't random. I know it seems random right there. I know it seems random right here, but it is not. It is absolutely not. It's all because of the massive influence from from really the amount of options being traded. That's why. I feel like he would love SMCI for the short gainer. No, I'm not really the biggest fan of SMCI because of hang on. They almost got delisted from the NASDAQ, something with their final, their paperwork and their accounting, they were playing a little loosey-goosey with. Which does not make me feel the best. I don't need to be in a stock that randomly one day gaps down 50% because it's going to get delisted or the SEC is investigating it. SMCI, I would like it a bit better. I like the sector it's in for sure. And I know some of its numbers are impressive. But that whole ordeal about 6 months ago of is it going to get delisted? Is it not going to get delisted? What's going on? The SEC, it's just it's an outsized risk that I don't really see the point in me. I don't know. I don't think I really have an edge playing it, Oh, so if that never happened, like I said, short gains. As if it has somehow better short gains than NVIDIA, AMD, Broadcom, NQ, Oracle. If you're talking about short gains, I would understand it if other things in the market weren't moving, but guess what? Many other things in the market are moving. It's not like it's unique in that sense. Someone started taking a little bit of profit right here as we are once again battling it out at 55. Your HIM's opinion? How is that one doing now? I've never traded it. Looks boring. Looks like it's going nowhere. Remember, money comes from trends, and big money comes from riding big trends for a long time. If something is inherently not trending, there's probably better opportunity in the market. BMNR, this is Tom Lee's thing. Did just put in a higher low, but it also has a lower high. So technically this is consolidating. Lower high, higher low.
Order submitted.
Icarus is trading again. So waiting for that. I don't it's just consolidation. GNS is a retail one that various people on Twitter have been pumping. It's a pump and dump. Wait a second. Wait. What just happened? So it went long, locked in, and then went long again? Okay. I see what happened. Wait, do I see what happened? Kind of. Okay, so a different aspect of Icarus just fired. So it was scalp, and now it's actually going for a larger play. Interesting. What time is it? Okay, it's 10:13. That makes sense. Okay, I'm tracking what's going on. I thought something got messed up with the scalp, but it didn't. The scalp hit, and then a whole different strategy fired within Icarus, and this is more of a reach target for, it's trying to ride it from 66 up to 81. It's targeting this level right here, except those guys are at 80.25. Icarus is going for 81. Uh-oh. Icarus, what are you made of, buddy? What are you made of, buddy? Man, this one hasn't fired at all today. How is that possible? Why has that not fired? I'm a little confused. And by a little confused, it means I'm a lot confused. This one, no trades today. I tried to run an Icarus version, except on NQ. I was trying to run it on ES, and the fact that the NQ strategy has now fired four times today, and the ES hasn't fired at all, it makes me feel like there might be a bit of a bug. Makes me feel like there might be a bit of a bug. It hasn't traded at all. Also, what are you doing, Icarus? Well, now I'm praying for this trendline breakout. The scalps worked well. Thus far, the other play did not. I'm not the biggest fan of this lower high we just put in, so hopefully we don't take out this recent low, because that's where I'll really start sweating. As long as we can hold the 1009 low, the 1010 low, I'll feel good. It's just things are a little iffy because we're trying to get this breakout at 55. So it's going to be one of these things where either this is the top, it's rejected, and my shit gets hit, or we actually break out and we run way past my initial target. It's going to be kind of like dramatically binary. Like either I'll easily get this money, or it'll be like, dude, you just got smoked. I don't really see an in-between situation on this one. I don't really see an in-between situation. But hey, that's the fun of trading. We are knocking on the door of a key breakout and also a new all-time high, but we're right at that 55 level. Right at, come on. And what I consider to be exciting about this is looking at the gamma structure. We're talking 75, 80. We're talking like if we can successfully hold this like right where we're at right now, and it's not just like a little fake out, because granted we might go up, pull back, maybe we bounce, but if we can hold this, we're talking up here. We're talking like a nice 20, 25 point gain. Like you can make some serious money if this were to occur, which is obviously a giant if. A giant if. All right. Calm, cool, collected. Let's not rush it. Let's not do anything crazy. Let's not do anything crazy. Actually, it was not the farthest away. It's long 2 contracts at 66. Icarus is targeting 81, which mentally does freak me out a little bit because I see people trying to dump at 76 and then at 80. So Icarus's target is right past all this sell side liquidity up here, which doesn't give me the warm and fuzzy feelings that I want, you know. Doesn't necessarily give me the warm and fuzzies that I really, really like. But maybe there'll be enough of a follow through. Come on. You can do it. Show us that sticky icky, which is such a disgusting thing to say. But now that I've said it once by accident, I really do kind of just like saying it time and time again. I do like saying it, dude, right there. 76, we hit 77, 74. You got this, buddy. Don't shit out on us. Hold this breakout. Hold the breakout. Fuck. You got this, Icarus. You got this. Yo, let's get some tendies in tunes. Maybe we need to help the market to the upside. Play some good tunes here. Play some good tunes. All right, this is all on tendies and tunes. It's in the description of the video. Just some trader music. We give it out for free. You don't have to pay for this.
Woke up late, hit the bell, markets open straight to hell, leverage high, nerves of
Well, that doesn't make me feel good. Exactly what I was talking about. Not accepting it at 55. Oh, come on, just bounce right here. I want buyers to come in right at 50. So close. Spy Delta didn't make a fresh high. A little bit of a hit. Mag 7 started selling again. NASDAQ didn't make a new high. Started selling again. All right. Basically, need to hold this level. Where's my Vanquish account at?
Thought I ride that rocket jet. Now my balance looking like a post-crash cigarette. Saw the news, bought the hype. Should've known it's all a grift. Now I'm baggled in the stock like it's my only Christmas gift. Tried to hedge, got wrecked. Tried to pivot, lost the bet. Took a swing, caught a knife. Now I'm drowning in regret. Told myself I'll play it smart. Just one more and then I'm through. Now I'm outside in the rain, screaming, please just break even, dude. I was chasing tickers like they owe me rent.
All right, just got some calls here on my Vanquish account. 10,6555 calls. Average fill 740. I do have a pending order to get out at 890 for a gain of $1,500. Live right now. Unrealized P&L up 200. We'll see how that goes. Come on, you fucker. That arguably did help. It did. What's another song that might help us up? Fuck.
Hedge my soul at a discount rate. Hope the world would subscribe, but they showed up late.
Come on, push 55.
Was a jump on bed, and my silence matures with compounding debt.
Palantir's picking up. Someone was just asking me to check out Palantir. I have a full breakdown video on it. I posted it yesterday. Wherever you're watching right now, there's a full Palantir breakdown video. If you guys are curious about my thoughts on Palantir and my price predictions for the remainder of the year, nope, not that one. Sorry, that's the other channel.
I'm just a ticker lost in after hours, trading shadows for borrowed.
Right here, my controversial PLTR price prediction, Palantir stock analysis. If you want to know my thoughts on Palantir from now until the end of the year, technically the end of November, right there, PLTR price prediction. It's up on Rumble. It's up on YouTube. Check that video out. Here we go. We're testing again. Ideally testing again. Come on, fucker. Dude, we just need to fucking snap this. Come on. 77, 79, 80, like this 3-point range. We just ran up to it, got smacked, ran up, got smacked, ran up, got smacked. Come on. A lot of people trying to sell at 92. Just so you guys know, if you're playing NQ and you're targeting 24,000, just so you know, there's a lot of people front running that by 8 points. By 8 points, they are front running it. We started to fill that liquidity. If I were manually trading, I probably would have moved my target to that level, but I'm letting Icarus take care of it. I'm letting Icarus take care of it. That's going to be frustrating if that's not. Come on, Icarus. Come on, bounce it right back up. Let's see this gains. Let's see them gains. Let's see them gains. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
Order filled.
Boom. Gone. 20K locked in like it's my job. Well, in a weird way, it kind of is my job. You saw it. You saw every trade. You saw every entry. You saw every exit. You saw every little detail of how your boy locks in 20K, and we're not even an hour into the day. At 20K locked in, not even 1 hour in. You know what they say? 20K a day keeps the doctor away. That's what they say, folks. That's what they say. Icarus, I hear some of you guys in here doubting Icarus. You're like, yeah, Icarus isn't going to hit it this time. Well, guess what? Icarus did, in fact, hit it this time. So maybe you should apologize. Maybe, just maybe, you should apologize for talking shit on my robot system. Not even to me. Apologize to my clanker. Straight up to my clanker. What's next? What's the next? Oh, we can't play that. Dude, actually, let's play it. He's so fucking good. I'm going to get DMCA'd for this, so help me out by hitting the like or something. And we're getting no money for this stream now because I played Mac Miller. But, like, this is called If Mac Miller Made Lo-Fi Hip-Hop Radio.
Well, this is what it looked like right before you fall.
Well, that's a little bit
Around, you've been guessing your direction.
right before the fall. Maybe that's not the vibe we actually want on the day. Right before the fall. Come on, Mac, who RIP, by the way. What a talent. All right, I'll find another song to get us going. I'll find another song to get us going. Don't you guys worry. I have the capabilities to do this. I have the capabilities. What is this one? See, we played Mac Miller. This is what it looks like right before the fall. You see what the market did? I don't make the rules. I just follow them. Dude, this didn't lock in. Son of a bitch. Oh, no, I don't like that. Fuck that. That's not going to be the vibe that we need. The vibe that we need. The vibe that we need. Liberation Day. Dude, some of these are so wild. Some of these are so incredibly wild. All right, Qs are picking up, Tesla's picking up, Palantir's picking up, Bitcoin's looking good, Oracle's flat now, huge gain though, 38%. Palantir's looking good, Nvidia's flat, Tesla's trying to pick up, Netflix is trying to recover, Meta is flat, Microsoft is picking up, Avago, new all-time high, Apple getting hit. Apple's the big issue today because they had such a dog shit report yesterday.
preacher. Heart cold, turn love to a creature. Devil whisper in the cost of my leisure.
Whoa.
Life's a bomb, every step it get meaner. Time ticking, gotta run it up for a flat line.
Jesus, Oracle's looking so good. Tesla's having issues at 350. Nasdaq flow is flat. Mag 7 is still not looking the best. SPY is actually starting to take a hit right now. We're having a big struggle at that 55 level that we've been talking about all day. Hopefully 50 can hold. Hopefully 50 can hold. Oh, come on. We might go a little range bound now. It's too important of a gamma level. The market didn't want to let that break. Not enough buying aggression to break it through. Not enough buying aggression to break us through. Fuck. 655.50. Pretty much aligning today with 6555. We've been talking about it all day right here, this snap. And even though it's small, the important thing is it's going from positive gamma to negative gamma right here, which is a completely different influence for market makers in hedging out their book. And surprise, surprise, we see a reaction. Now, just because we've seen a reaction, that doesn't mean we're necessarily done for the day. Of course, we could do it, but that's why there's such a battle there. I'll be looking for a higher low. Technically, we just took out the 1018 low, but the Qs are still looking somewhat decent. So patience, let's not rush anything. This is why you don't chase intraday highs or lows. Chasing extremes is generally not a good thing on a larger time frame. Just patience. Oh, but that is getting hit. Yeah, put buying, call selling. We're dropping the delta pretty fast here. Fuck. Bitcoin is looking good though. Palantir is pushing. Tesla, no. Netflix almost broke down. Meta, no. There's a lot of playlists here. Let's go to one of these playlists so I don't have to keep selecting. Let's go to We'll go to the funky playlist. The chart daddy. The chart daddy. Dude, that's SPY Delta getting smoked. All right, we need a bounce here sooner. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour, all bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour, all bullish. When I see that, I'm not looking to fade this. It's more of what dips can be bought. What dips can be bought? Come on. Crimson Kohrs. Come on. Hold this. That was a little bit of an overextension. I'm hoping that this right here is a little bit of just like a liquidity sweep here on the SPY. And we bounce right back up. We can see what's going on with active orders here on ES. Yeah, okay, so the point of control is pretty close. Lots of buyers stepping in at the recent lows of the day, 6546. Hopefully we don't have to test that though. Hopefully it's just this POC holds at 6554. Come on. Some buyers right here. This is on ES. This one is NQ. Yeah, okay. People are starting to line up selling at 24,000 flat. So be careful of that if you're riding it up. Don't be surprised if we hit it and then there's like maybe a spike above or it's a slight undershoot and then it kind of V down. Look for that higher low to play it through on the next attempt if we get there. Q showing some life. Palantir looking good. Classic cup and handle intraday. I did pick those up yesterday. And like I said, I do a full explanation of it in that video. But honestly, not looking as good as I thought it would. I'm in Palantir calls. I got into them yesterday. Currently up 38%. So I'm not going to complain about 2.5 thousand. That's a lot of money. But This is a swing play for me. Please pay attention to the expiration date, October 17th. I would love to sit in these for like a week or 2 or 3 if Palantir keeps going. It's not a day trade. It's not a scalp trade or anything like that. It is not. SPY is taking that hit. I don't like to see that right now. Back to being green on Netflix. Still down on BITX. It's illiquid. Still down on Tesla. Still down on IWM. 114. This could really, dude, if this can just pop for me. Well, we're waiting basically to see, are we going to revisit? Hopefully now. Okay, so looking at SPX, the actual S&P 500, we struggled quite a bit at 6545 once again. That is this key level right here, right where my cursor is. No, this is not the right playlist. This doesn't have the right vibe that we need. Not the right vibe. What is the right vibe? Would this be a better vibe? This might be a better vibe. We're coming up to this gamma level here, 6545, 6545. So once again, it's not random. There's a reason why our opening range was balanced around that equilibrium point, looking to see if buyers step in here. If so, then taking out 50, taking out this recent high, and then that brings us back to the battle of 55 right here. 55. We're just ping-ponging in between these two levels, which maybe it seems small in the chart, and I guess it is, but also important on the 0DT basis. There's a lot of influence, especially because this is where gamma goes from positive to negative, this dashed light blue line kind of thing. Patience. Let's see for the bounce somewhere in this zone. Recapture of 50, maybe a shoulder, head, shoulder, inverse head and shoulders. All right, let's see. Some people selling it. A lot of buyers here at 965, this recent low that we just saw at 1033 on NQ, and actually they just moved up. They're trying to aggressively buy at 970. Trying to buy at 970. Interesting. Maybe it doesn't hit it. Maybe it does hit it. Are we coming right back above this? All right, taking out this high. I'm going to set an alert there. That feels like it could be impactful. Mag 7 still flat after selling. Nasdaq flat after pumping. SPY popped, dropped, but maybe showing a little bit of life right now. Maybe. Does seem as if it's trying to reevaluate this zone right here at 970. There's a lot of contracts trying to be bought right here at 970. It's getting filled. They're not pulling the order. Just got filled. Drop the point of control to 65. Wow, they cut through that like butter. That was crazy. They really cut through that.
Order submitted.
Pending order to go long. Just got filled.
Order
Currently
submitted.
long. Basically, it's just trying to play the re-puncture of these EMAs. Just got
Order
filled.
filled.
All right, officially up over $1,000. Well, this one's off by 64 cents, but another little scalp just locked in there. I like that. Ooh, that got lucky. SPY was picking up, just got smoked, but we're back to this key level now. Let's see if it holds. The bulls need to defend this. They very much need to defend this rough region. Remember, it's not the exact science of like, oh, it's that exact point. It could go a little above, a little below. We're just talking about generically some regions. But that trade actually got pretty lucky there. Come on, let's bounce out of this. Let's bounce out of this. Let's bounce out of this, Tonto. Oh, how do I want to handle it? Do I just want to let Icarus run loose, or do I just want to keep my money on the day? Decisions, 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 folks. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Showing a little bit of weakness now. This pullback I don't mind unless we start, well, I'd prefer we bounce here at 45, but as long as we're holding this group of lows at this morning, I think the structure is still overall fine. At least the way I view the market, it's still going to be overall fine. But this is like, obviously from 10:25 till now, we've had 15 minutes of just someone is selling. Like, you can see it not only in price, but in the options market. 10:25 till now, delta dropping. Looking at the Mag 7, actually that's kind of going flat. So it's related to the SPY right here. You can see this spike that just led to a puke. So hopefully it can catch itself relatively soon. Relatively soon. Why was that one trade skip? The big players are still net buyers today. I'm just like continually checking all my things to see what my buy should or shouldn't be. Point of control, we're looking to take out 82. Also, there's buyers down here at 945. I'm sure my big head's blocking it, but this right here, these buyers are at 23,945. These sellers at 23,982. This tool is called Bookmap, by the way. If you want a discount, it's in the description.
Order submitted.
Okay, that would make sense. I was looking over. I was confused. I was like, wait, Icarus should have just taken that because we recaptured the EMA again, so it should have taken that. In fact, it almost seems off by a bar. Strange. That's why I was a little confused. Because we got it, recapture, long took it, puked, recapture. I thought it was going to go long at 73, not at 76. Well, let's hope that doesn't cause any issues. Target is 78, which I don't think I mind because it's undershooting these guys. What is this? All right, let's see if this point of control at 65. Once again, I'm trying to dump at 78, front running these sellers at 82. But not feeling the best at the moment. All right, maybe bounce off of the POC. How is it's all coming back to the SPY here? Ooh, that's still getting hit. Tesla's looking good. Tesla's actually finally picking up. Where's Tesla? All right, hopefully this is just another higher low and we bring it back to this recent high that we saw on Monday of 358. Palantir, technical breakout, looking for that follow through. Would love a test of 172. Just
Order
got that
fill.
Sick. Up 1.1K per account. So up about, I don't know, 5K today. Or 25K, sorry. What's the difference between 5K and 25K, you know? I need to look into why that fired a bar late. I really thought this should have been long at 73. It seems like it was awkwardly delayed, unless it had something to do with the S&P 500, which it might have. But that one was, my intent was for it to fire a bar earlier. Oh, I know the issue. It's because I wasn't on the right chart. Duh. I'm looking at it on the 500 tick, but It's trading on the 1 minute time. Yeah, okay. Yeah, duh, right there. Scratch that. My apologies. I'm just dumb. I was looking at the wrong chart. My bad. My bad. Tesla's going. Palantir's going. Oracle's flat. Nvidia's going. Netflix is flat. Meta's flat. Microsoft is picking up. Broadcom's strong as hell. Apple's weak. So Avago's the strongest. Apple's the weakest intraday. The biggest from close to now gain is Oracle because of the earnings. Palantir has a nice trend. Tesla has a nice trend. Avago has a nice trend. Microsoft's getting a nice trend. Netflix had a nice trend flattening out. Could get exciting above 165. This is a big gamma level. All right, we might be seeing a higher low here on the SPY. So if you are bullish on the day, if you want to go long, right there, you have well-defined risk. It's this recent low, and you're playing it. You scale out at the high, and then you have a runner. Like, I don't know if it's going to go or not, but you are trading with the overall trend, and you've identified a low to play off of, which is also a key options level. Of course, it could vomit here and you get knocked out, and you have to accept that. That's trading. But if you are bullish and you've been looking for an opportunity, I would say this at 1039 and 1041 were both reasonable entries, especially here. You could be in at 47 and you're risking 44. You're literally just risking 3 points. It either hits or it doesn't. Like, you're either riding it all the way up here or you're getting smacked. But this is probably a 1.5 reward to a 1 risk, and then the runner's even better. But this might be a nice higher low on the 3 minute. You could probably see it more cleanly on the 5 minute. Tesla's going. What's the one account that hasn't traded today? 181. Try to fight. We did make a fresh high. This is the ES contract, most equivalent to the S&P 500. I wanted to see where those EMAs were at, so we pumped, we pulled back. This bar got a little weird, led to that sell program starting at 1025, seemingly ending 15 minutes later. We just made a fresh high. Are we going to make a higher low here? So we had a nice bullish trend intraday, led to a little bit of a bear trend. The question is this switching right now? Or is this little pump a fake out and we're about to take out this recent low? That's what the question is. That's the $1 million question, folks. The $1 million question. The Qs are looking good. The Qs are trying to do their thing. The Qs look like they want to break. Tesla's going. Tesla's looking good. Netflix is picking up. Palantir's looking good. The tech sector is looking solid. It's just what the fuck is going on here? And it's this 45 support. Do I think this is the low? Do I want to take this trade? I'm about to trade on the one account manually that I've not traded on. 150,000. It's completely flat.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Right.
Order filled.
All right. All right. So this is the ES one. Once again, this is just this little independent account that has not traded yet today. I'm playing this trend reversal, and basically what I'm doing is, there's my risk. My risk is this recent low. I'm long 4 contracts on ES, not NQ. I want to be very clear about that. My first target is the intraday high that we've already seen, and then I obviously have some runners, but I don't know if this is going to work or not. Actually, unfortunately, it feels like it's coming for me already. Hopefully it holds. I don't know. Maybe it's wrong, but I can tell you, when you have these types of trades, you only have to be right every so often to pay off these losses. My risk is far, far less than my potential reward. So as long as I just don't get tilted with it, it should be A-okay. But just try to go long on this recapture, risking the recent low, and then obviously playing it back up to the intraday high. And then when this one hits, I'll put my stop to break even and let these other 3 just do their own thing, is like generically the plan. As that happened, Icarus traded again, up 1,200 per account. Not a bad deal. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. My risk is in. Hopefully it just doesn't get smacked here. I would love it recover. SPY Delta could look stronger. Oh, the Mag 7 just started picking up. Which one was it? Was it Tesla? Tesla has beautiful options flow. Look at this. From 10:01 till now, Tesla's options flow are going bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Nvidia picked up a little bit. Palantir, same thing. Right around 10, it started to go nuts. Microsoft, same thing. 9.54 went nuts. Apple looks like dog shit. Netflix tried to pick up at 10, but no follow through. MSTR is flat. Meta is down, then flat. Broadcom has just been ripping all day. AMD just started to catch a bid. Robinhood ripping all day. IWM, not looking that good. Dude, look at that rip on the Mag 7. Oh, dog shit all day. And then someone just started buying longer dated calls like no other. Right here, around 10:40, someone just said, time to hit the buy button. Time to hit the buy button, brother. Tesla ripping. Yo, how are my Tesla calls looking? They should be almost back to break even. 42% gain today, down 16% overall. Same thing with BITX, up 78% today, but down 16% overall. The one that's hurting me the most right now is the IWM. No, fuck you, SPY. This is gonna come for me. Come on, turn around. Don't do this. Don't knock me out. Remember, my risk is just, I'm literally just risking the recent low. I'm keeping my risk close. I'm keeping it tight. If I get wicked out, I get wicked out. But basically, it was bullish. I waited for the pullback. I thought I saw a bottoming formation. Try to get in on this breakout. The reversal. Sweating. We'll see. We'll see. Come on. And what's going on is I'm basically using 45. I'm using this key level, this key gamma level right here, 45. That was part of the reasoning for my long. I waited for here. I was a little late. I got excited. I was like, okay, cool. Higher low, time to go long. Unfortunately, the market has other opinions as of this exact moment. Fuck. Oh, I could already tell you what's going to happen. It's going to wick me out. That's going to be the double bottom. And we're going to have a double bottom bounce, and it's going to rip. It's basically predestined. I can see it. Jamie going to pump with the warrant dividend? Why? Why do people even care about GameStop right now? Do you not see, like, the crazy amount, like the absolute absurd amount of opportunity across the market? And, like, explain this to me, Jason. Why do you think that this play is worth any of your... It doesn't do anything. You've been watching this play most likely from June until now, and it's done nothing. There is an aspect of like capital efficiency that you have to like consider. And one of the major things of capital efficiency is the thing you're in, is it doing anything? in this entire period, you had so much more opportunity. So much more opportunity. Like, I don't understand why so many people get tricked into like giving a shit about things that are doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. There is a clear opportunity cost to it, and you're paying the bill by like not being involved, unfortunately. Did I get knocked out? Oh, almost. It's coming for me. The Grim Reaper's coming. Fuck. You think I should do I just risk blowing out the account? Do I just let it come back all day? I could. Let me move this down for a second. Chat, you get to decide this one individual play. Do you want me to be disciplined, follow the price structure, and do exactly what I know I should do? And basically, if we drop by a point from here, cut it. Or do you want me to be a degenerate and just say, actually, I'm risking the entire account, which was literally purchased this morning. So if you're wrong, you're going to cost me $510. And just say, hey, hero or zero? Not like a fake degen it. Just literally move this like all the way down. I could actually just delete it, just risk the entire account and just pray for a miraculous recovery. I'm just curious about what you think if the warrant dividend would be a good thing. For me, honestly, I think it's more of dilution personally. That's what warrants are. By definition, what do you mean you think it's more dilution? Warrants add more shares to the outstanding share count. Like, what do you mean you think it is? It's not really like an opinionated thing. That's what warrants do. Warrants, unlike options, warrants add more stock to the overall outstanding share count. It's not like an opinionated thing of like, well, I view it this way, you view it that way. Like, no, just like there are certain things that are objective, certain things that are subjective. Objectively, when people exercise warrants, there are more shares in existence. That's how warrants work. But once again, why waste your time with stuff like that? So like, I would say your personal take on what warrants are and aren't is correct. Like, you are factually accurate, but it still brings like up the valid question of why. Like, dude, there's so much more exciting, useful, interesting potential opportunities, and people are still stuck in 2021. If today you were talking about BBY, if you were talking about AMC, if you were talking about GNS, if you're talking about CEI, if you're talking about anything that meme communities talked about in 2021, you have to grow up. You have to like move on with your life. Like, it's just, you are wasting your time, you are wasting your capital, you are wasting your effort. It's just simply not worth it. Just not worth it. Just trying to learn more about the markets. All right, that's your lesson for the day, is don't get stuck in something 4 years ago. The market is forever changing. It's forever dynamic. There's always things going on. And your lesson of the day is to stick with the current things, the current trends, the current interests, the current movement. The market pays you for being on top of what's going on right now, not for like trying to revive something that existed 4 years ago. If your goal is money. If your goal is, I don't know, clout within a stupid community on Twitter, well, yeah, then go talk about AMC, go talk about GNS, go talk about Open. Open's another one that technically that is current, so that's not the best example, but it's another one that's going to go the way of all these others. It's a pump and dump. Very evidently, it's a pump and dump, and I don't know when it's going to fall, but when it falls, it's going to fall very hard. I'm telling you this. If you're an active trader, have fun with Open. Ride the trend up, ride the trend down. Have at it. As an investor, if you are investing in Open, you should consider a new hobby. Like this, there's nothing about this that is a worthwhile investment. It is by definition a pump and dump. So an active trader, you can make money on the pump, you can make money on the dump. But once again, that's the big differential between, are you an active trader or are you an investor? You can actively trade it up, you can actively trade it down. As an investment, you're making a bet on where the fundamentals of the companies are going to go, that company in 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And the fundamental breakdown of this company is it's being led by a shit management team with an asshat like stock promoter hedge fund dude on Twitter. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And like I said, what goes up comes down. Gravity is going to win on this. I can't tell you when. I can tell you what to look for. First red day, followed by volume exhaustion, followed by the next day closing below all the recent lows. That's going to be a telltale sign that it's getting absolutely murked. Absolutely murked. Has that happened yet? No. There was a little bit of that back here, and it did fall quite a bit. It fell from 287 down to 170. Percentage-wise, that's a big drop. Got another life, and you just wait. You wait. But one of the telltale things that you guys can look for, and like I said, it doesn't exist right now, you want extreme volume exhaustion. See how I'm right here, Monday, July the 21st, there was a huge volume pop, and then it got crushed, and then we started closing below the previous close, then it just started to die. So you want another like blow off volume top, then right after that, the volume gets crushed. That is like the telltale sign that it's about to get rugged. So just wait for that. Just be patient, and move on with your life. But in reality, my biggest tip on this one, it would just be don't engage with it in all reality. Unless you already have the setup to get hard to borrow stocks if you want to go short. If you're already on the right brokerage with the right data feed, yeah, dude, have at it. But most retail traders do not have the appropriate setup to take advantage of this. They don't. So if you want to just play the bullish trend, great. Just your risk is just a recent low. It's not that hard. And then you bet accordingly, where if you're wrong, you can survive that loss. Like, we don't have to like overcomplicating this. We're not reinventing the wheel. If you, for some reason, feel super, super strong of it going up, great. Your risk is the recent low. That's it. That's it. Yo, Tesla's going. Am I back into the green on Tesla? Almost. Overall, and this is the important number, I'm still down $500, but today I have a 63% return of 4.5K. So I like that. I like that. Tesla's moving. Netflix got hit. What else? Nvidia looks like it wants to move. Dude, Broadcom is a monster. Up 10.7%. What, dude, both of these, Tesla and Avago, right now are going absolute beast mode. Absolute beast mode. Wow. Holy shit. Tesla gearing up for that technical breakout. Watch 358. From 358, we're talking 367. Jeez. Dude, that might hit it today. This is going nuts. Look at the options flow on it. It's just going, look at all those calls. Lots of calls being bought for this Friday. That's this green line. Holy shit. Even got a flow alert there at 1041. It's popping. The question is going to be how much follow through is there. Speaking of that, SPX is now just back at that 45. So we still have this succession of lower highs and lower lows. I'd feel way better if it can take out 47. I'd feel amazing if it could take out 51. Oh, 89. Huh. Tech's looking good. SPY is looking fine. It just looks like consolidation. Tesla's looking wild. Avago is looking wild. These are some insane numbers. Hood, not as wild as it. Someone commented Hood. No, it looks very different. I mean, it looks strong, but that Tesla's telling you one thing, Avago's telling you one thing. Like, those are very different. Even Palantir, I know the price isn't showing it right now, but look at that. The options flow is strong. SPY is actually hitting a delta low. Mag 7, this is popping off because of Tesla. Apple is the one thorn in our side today. Apple kind of looks like dog shit. Remember, if you want to trade with someone else's money, the exact way I am here, the way I made 25K, sign up with Apex, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. If you want 80% off, that's a fat discount. Use that code Goonie, and today has enough movement and enough volatility that you might be able to make some good money if you make some shrewd decisions. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Use that code Goonie when you are checking out. Personally, I recommend not using Rhythmic. I think Trade Evade's better, but once again, that's a personal opinion, so just want to throw that out there. Just want to throw that out there. Look at that pop on Tesla. Look, dude, Oracle is now going again too. Dude, these three today, Oracle, amazing. Tesla, amazing. Avago, amazing. These three are must watch. Even Palantir is really good. And NVIDIA. Okay, scratch that. These five. Oracle, Tesla, Avago, Palantir, and NVIDIA are all looking real good. Real good. Apple looks like shit. Even Hood. Hood is another one worthwhile to watch. Granted, it's giving back intraday, but that's a nice 2.6% gain. Dude, these are monsters. Monsters. Yeah, Oracle, amazing. Avago, amazing. Palantir, very good. NVIDIA, very good. Tesla, crazy. Hood was looking good. We have some profit taking here now, though. That's a new all-time high on Robinhood. That's insane. Insane. Well, folks, it looks like we are getting a little bit into that middle of the day choppy lunch session. So what I'd be looking for is, first of all, not really doing anything because of the time of the day, especially as we get closer to noon. So maybe you see a nice dip that starts to pick up and then you can ride it for the rest of the day. Other than that, I would say wait for after lunch. Remember, 10-year note auction at 1 p.m. today. Big news tomorrow is the CPI report at 8:30 a.m. ET, an hour before the market opens. But overall, we've hit new all-times in the S&P 500, in the NASDAQ. The Russell caught a nice bid. Other than that, I'll be watching ORCL, AVGO, Tesla, PLTR, NVIDIA, even Hood in there. Lots of opportunity today. So circling back to some of the conversation we had before, don't waste your time with things that aren't moving. In the meantime, if you happen to be a Palantir fan, look at the video that was posted last night. That is my price prediction for Palantir between now and the end of the year. Palantir. If you're playing Palantir, if you want to play Palantir, if you're curious about Palantir, check that video out, PLTR. Other than that, I'm going to let Icarus run for the rest of the day, see how stuff either does or doesn't go. Right now, we're seeing a bit of things calming down as it comes to the SPX. 6545, major support level you want to hold. 6555 is a major breakout level that would set up 6580. So that's my bull case for the day. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't play out, but I'm letting you know I'm only interested in the bull case today. I personally will not be taking advantage of the bear case. That's what I have for you. Update video coming out later today. Actually, on that, what stock do you guys want me to do a breakdown on? We've already done Palantir. What stock do you have the most interest in right now? Do you want me to talk about Tesla? Do you want me to talk about Robinhood? Do you want me to talk about Netflix? Do you want me to talk about Apple? Do you want me to talk about NVIDIA? Do you want me to talk about Broadcom? Do you want me to talk about Robinhood? I don't know. Like, which one are you guys most interested in like a quantitative stats, facts, and figures type of a breakdown? Google, UPS, Robinhood, Bull, Hood, NVTS, MMA, NVIDIA, MDB, Tesla, Hood, NVIDIA, Reddit, RDDT, Amazon, Costco, CoreWeave, NVIDIA, Netflix, NVIDIA, Apple, Reddit. We have more Reddit fans in here than I thought. NVIDIA, Tesla, TSLA, Bull/Hood. Okay, some of the brokerage stuff. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that information. Folks, that's what I have for you. I appreciate all the good vibes. We'll post the update video later on today, and we'll be streaming once again tomorrow morning. Get ready for that CPI report, because if that one comes in cool, we're going to be once again looking at additional new all-time highs. That's what I have for you. Appreciate all the good vibes. Peace.